Good morning, it's Laura Bowen here today. Today I'm going to talk to you about my Dreamtime reading cards. More specifically, I want to talk to you about how you can read with my cards using the spreads in the book on page 12 and 13. I've included a 3-card spread, as most of you might know, or if you're new to cards, 3-card spreads are really good to look at past, present and future influences. So in this case I've called it a Pathfinder reading, and the first one is where you are now, the second one is what actions have led you to where you are now on your current path, and the third one is what you can expect if you keep going on the path that you're currently on. Okay, so we're just going to shuffle the cards. When you're working with the cards and you're shuffling them, what you do is you kind of clear your head a little bit. So get yourself in a space where you feel calm, some deep breaths in, and out, and get yourself into a space where you feel comfortable. Okay? Then think about what it is you want to know from the cards. Is there something happening in your life that just makes you feel really uncomfortable and you need more clarity on? Are you asking for specific insight about a situation? Maybe there's a job interview coming up, or you're having some issues in your relationship and you wanted to know what kind of energies are surrounding that. So think of a question. In my case, I'm just going to do a weekly guidance video, so I'll be thinking about what kind of energies will be around this week and what kind of things I need to be aware of. And then you start shuffling. Now, as you're shuffling, sometimes cards will fall out, okay? If a card falls out, I really suggest that you include it in the reading that you're doing, or at least read it, the meaning in the booklet. Sometimes when cards really want to get our attention, they will do that. They will jump out of the deck and say, hey, read me, please read me. So, like that. So we have the first card, and it is Clapsticks. If you look at the bottom, its keyword here is reverberations, and it's very much about what we send out and how our actions have consequences, not just now but in the future, and how we also are connected to the decisions and actions of those who will come before us. So that's card number 1. I don't think other ones are going to fall out, so I might just pull them now. The second card we get is Rebirth, and it's Bushfire. It's very much about the cleansing ability of fire. Fire can be very destructive. That's really true, especially in Australia. We see some devastating bushfires, but there's also very much a cleansing in that. And once the bushfires have gone through and the rains come, there is such an amazing amount of regrowth and such fertile soil left behind. And then the third one I have is Fig Tree, which is all about knowledge. Okay, so I'll move these down so you can see them in camera too. Okay, so the first card we picked out was Clapsticks. Now, if you're just a beginner reader and you're trying to still learn how to do a simple reading, like a 3-card spread, go back to your book. It's on page 12 in your booklet, and we'll read what number 1 says. It says that number 1 represents your current path, your feelings, and a general overview of what is happening for you right now. So in the case of this card, Clapsticks, we turn to card number 9, Clapsticks. And here we have a whole lot about what clapsticks mean. Clapsticks is the common name given to 2 pieces of wood that are carved and sanded for the purpose of creating music by banging them together. Different Aboriginal language groups shape them in slightly different ways. The clapsticks my grandfather made for us were flattish and sat across your palm rather than being held in your fist. The noise they create is deep, rhythmic, and reverberates well. They are used for music, dance, and ritual. Their sounds echo through the years, not only as a connection to our ancestors, but also like a heart beating. The sound connects you with your own breath and heartbeat, and with the land you stand on as the vibrations reverberate through time and space. The Clapsticks card signifies the need for cleansing and clearing of space via the use of vibrations. It also reminds you of the rhythm of your own heartbeat and your own personal history, your cultural connections to your ancestors, which you carry in your blood and DNA. Clapsticks speak of cultural connections and encourage you to celebrate and share your culture. For me, they are a reminder of the importance of intergenerational learning and ensuring that the next generation knows the truth about the ancient songlines of my beautiful country in Australia. Now, while I was reading that, I have black cockatoos flying over the top of my house, which made me smile because black cockatoos symbolise my male ancestors. I have a brother in spirit and my grandfather in spirit, and a lot of friends, in male friends in the spirit world. So every time I see black cockatoos or hear them or they call to me, I know that I am very much watched over and protected by them. They often turn up at times when I am going through something kind of massive that reminds me that I'm still connected to the spirit world, and even though they're not here to help me, they're here to support me and they'll let me know that. Okay, so as a card for where I stand at the moment, I'm very much aware at the moment of that there's a bigger purpose, that what I'm doing right now and the actions that I'm creating have a bigger purpose. We actually have a massive family reunion coming up really soon where I'm going to get to meet a whole lot of my extended family that I haven't met before, all under my Aboriginal ancestor family tree line, and it's a really exciting time. I'm very aware of the strength that my ancestors and my Indigenous connections give me. I'm really proud of all of my ancestors, the Indigenous to Australia and those that are Indigenous to other countries. And I personally find the clapstick a very important card when it comes to our personal rituals and how we honour our own spirituality, how we honour who we are, and acknowledge and honour our, our place in the world. Because the more we understand how important we are and how important our actions are, the more aware we'll become of how they reverberate out into other people and how our actions can affect those around us. The second card is Bushfire. So once again, you just go back to your book, you look, page 12 has this reading, you go down to where it says what card number 2 means. The second card represents the path you are walking, what actions, thoughts or feelings have contributed to your current situation. And in our case, I have Bushfire, which is a lot of cleansing, okay? It really is a card of being able to put, you're in control of this fire, okay? Unlike the bushfires that just start out of nowhere and come through and often devastate what's around them. Traditionally, Aboriginal Australia used fire stick farming, which is where they literally set fire to places at the right time of year when it would cause the least amount of devastation to wildlife, but would actually rejuvenate the trees. A lot of the trees that we have in Australia will not grow without fire they won't germinate without fire going across their seed pods. So fire was really important for new growth. In this case, we're in charge of where we send this spiritual fire. We need to clear away the debris, the undergrowth, and get rid of anything that's kind of choking us or holding us down. A lot of the time we carry around a lot of baggage that isn't ours to carry, and it's really important that we let that go. Given that Clapsticks is here, there's also sometimes intergenerational hurt, healing and trauma that we hold on to, and sometimes it's really important that we acknowledge that and that we let go of that too. So when this cleansing comes through, it can be a cleansing for us, for those who have gone before us, and for those that are yet to come. It's really that idea of, our actions don't just affect us, and we have an amazing power to fix and change and to rework the way energy works around us and those that are to come after us. So we'll go and look up Bushfire, which is card number 3. Once again, you'll have the picture on one side and all the writing on the other, so it's really easy to find. Traditionally, Aboriginal Australians used fire as a tool for managing their country. They often travelled around their country based on where food was available during a season. When they were finished in an area, it was often set ablaze. This was for a number of reasons. First, a lot of the native eucalyptus trees needed fire to germinate their seeds. Second, the clearing of the undergrowth creates new growth and ensures clear, fresh ground for wallabies and kangaroos to graze on. This is how Aboriginal Australians managed the land they lived on for thousands of years. When you draw the card, it is time for powerful healing and cleansing. The apparent devastation that occurs is also very much needed and is symbolic of your own cycles of life and death and rebirth. You are being given the chance to start your own cleansing fire and send it in the direction it is most needed. Allow it to burn the areas of your life you need to let go of, those which have become unmanageable and no longer offer you inspiration and growth. This card symbolizes life cycles, new birth, and rejuvenation. The eucalyptus or gum trees are like the phoenix. They rise from the ashes with spectacular colour and grace, as you will too. Allow that which is no longer needed to be cleansed away so you can fill your world with what is fresh and green and fertile. So, as a card of what's led us to here is you probably find that you're letting go of a lot of things. As you start to let go of a lot of things, and it can be really quite traumatic and really painful. I totally understand how hard it can be to let go of things that you really feel a connection to, or parts of your own personality that you honestly thought were where you should, were you. And then as you grow and you interact with those around you, you start to realize that you might have been doing things to please other people, or you were very quick to follow someone else's advice on who you should be and how you should project that. And as we start letting go of these things, there can be a lot of pain and grief included in that. So when you have the bushfire, you've probably come through a time which has been quite painful for you, but you're starting to see the little shoots of the new you that you're meant to be. That doesn't mean that you have to let go of everyone you were before or everything you were before. The really cool thing about new growth is it can grow around who we were, okay? So when the bushfire comes, lots of cleansing, personal cleansing, where you yourself are in control of what you burn off and what you let go of. But that cleansing does need to take place. There are things that you need to burn off. Okay, in the future position, we have the fig tree. So we'll go back to the Pathfinder and we'll read up about card number 3. And it says, this card represents what you can expect if you continue on your path with your current thoughts, actions, or directions. So this is what we can expect to have, and it's knowledge, okay? So that's pretty good. We're on track at the moment. Sometimes you'll get a card here that tells you, it comes as a bit of a warning or a challenge, that perhaps where you're focusing your energies is not the right place for you at the moment. That's a really good indication that you maybe need to realign. In this case, our current path is leading us towards knowledge, which is a positive thing. So we're on track. We're doing okay. Okay. So then we turn to card number 13 in the book, which is fig tree. And once again, we have the picture and the words on this side. And it's Moreton Bay fig trees are grand evergreen trees that grow strong, deep roots which hold up large, wide branches. The trees are native to the eastern coast of Australia and produce fruit which is enjoyed by many of the native animals in our little valley, especially flying foxes. They love them. Traditionally, the Moreton Bay fig tree was often planted on places of importance. If you see a large fig tree in the middle of nowhere, it may even signify an Aboriginal camping space or a sacred space, an area of knowledge and power. The fig tree is a symbol of life and knowledge. Trees are so important for manufacturing the air we breathe, and they do so by breathing in our own waste. This symbiotic relationship reminds you that everything has a purpose. The fig tree stands as a witness to the changing seasons and the landscape around it, while bearing its fruit and supporting the wildlife that depend upon it. Its lesson is a simple one: stand strong. Let your bare feet dig into the earth while you hold your arms to the sky. Breathe deeply and know that you are connected to both the earth below you and the heavens above you. You are one with the world around you. Use this knowledge to form a deeper connection with the land on which you stand, and understand that the further you allow yourself to branch out and share your knowledge, the more abundant the fruits of your effort will be. Really positive card, okay? What you're doing at the moment is you are growing your connection with yourself. You're becoming more aware of what you need, more aware of what you need to let go of, what is holding you back, what is making you stagnant. And inside all of that, there's a ritualistic part to it where traditionally we were supported so much more through our rites of passage, okay? As it is at the moment, another bird just tried to fly off over here. There's so many birds around at this time of year. It's a really great time to go outside and just spend some time in nature and wait and see what kind of animal messengers come your way. But yeah, at the moment, it's really a time of integrating ourselves into the life that we want to lead. Be very aware of what it is that we want for ourselves, and how we go about making that. So that's how to do the Pathfinder spread. It's the first card spread in the book. It's a really simple one, and it's one that you can play around with quite a lot. I wouldn't, don't feel worried if you want to do this like every morning, a 3-card spread. Often I say pull 1 card a day as a start to a journey, but if you want to start learning how to read the cards and put them together in a storytelling process, because that's what card reading with more than 1 card really is. It's where you can take each card's individual meaning and weave it into a story, make it all fit together in some kind of journey or storytelling process where there's a past, there's a present, and there's a future, so that when you're reading for others, and you're getting these meanings, you're able to communicate it in a way that flows for them. They can go, oh, okay, so it was because of that now this is happening and stuff. So that storytelling process is something that you really need to develop if you're going to be reading for other people. So if you would like to hear more about my cards and how to read with cards, or videos about how to use oracle decks, please subscribe to my channel below. If you would like to follow me on my social media, I'll have links to that down there too. Bye!